Right, we're live now. Okay. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Hindi University. Really excited to have all of you this Sunday. As you know, my name is Ashutosh, and we meet every Sunday, 8 a.m. US Pacific time, which is time on the west coast of the US, to learn about the Hindi language. For those of you who are new to Hindi University, you can learn more about us by going to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Hindi University. Or you can also go to our website, which is hindiuniversity.org, to find out more about HU and how you can get involved. I'm going to share my screen and share a little bit about the HU. So this is some information about you for if you're completely new to HU. You can join us by going to the Zoom link that you see on your screen. No prior, preparation is required. You can simply use the Zoom link and join. I shared a link of the WhatsApp group as well. If you want to enroll in HU, this is the best way for you to get started. We'll ask you a few questions just to kind of make sure that you are genuinely interested in language, learning language, and we'll onboard you into the other platform that we have. Okay. As you all know, this year we've been going over two main books. One is the Pingu Learns Hindi, which is a book by HU itself. And the second one is Elementary Hindi. It's a book by Professor Richard Delacy and Sudhar Joshi. Delacy is also a professor at the Harvard University for Hindi language. We are going over, if you recall, on chapter number 24 from the Delacy book. And last week we started on this chapter. We will continue working on this chapter. So as you all know, initially we go over some high-level concept using the slides, then we do the whiteboarding session. And the plan is to continue to do that. Okay. Right. So in case if you have any questions, feel free to kind of unmute yourself and ask the questions. That's definitely the format of the class. Before we jump into the topic, I want to kind of show some examples and get you guys thinking and about today's topic. So imagine you have two sentences, one is like the boy is smiling and the smiling boy. Okay, both have the word smiling here. Okay, but what is from a grammatical perspective? What is smiling in both of these sentences? Okay, so don't answer it. Don't unmute yourself yet. You can use the chat box, on Zoom, or you can use Facebook to think about what is the difference. How smiling is used in both of the sentences about. The boy is smiling versus the smiling boy. Okay, even if it is wrong, so be it. At least give it a try. Okay, okay. Jackie ji, good one. What else? Other people? Okay. Okay. All right. Awesome. Austin ji, you want to unmute yourself and tell us what is the difference?
The boy is smiling. Smiling is a verb form, and
It's a verb.
the smiling boy, smiling is an adjective.
Okay, okay. The first one is clear. Boy is smiling. It's an active sort of doing something, right? So it's a verb. Smiling boy. Why is it an adjective?
It's a description of the boy.
Yeah, it's a description of a noun, a boy here. The boy, just like when we say a good boy or a tall boy or a short boy, it's a description, it's describing a noun. Okay, so the verb that is to smile or smiling in this case is used to describe a noun. Okay, so it's used as an adjective. Now, some of you may have mentioned, why is it not gerund? Because gerund also is used, when you have the ing form of the verb, that is a rule of the gerund as well. JDZ?
Well, it is used as a gerund in the first one. The boy is smiling
Uh-huh.
because
But
that's the object of no, it's a predicate nominative. You're going to get technical.
yeah, anyone else? Why is it not gerund? Because
Because I think the gerund is used to describe the way you're doing something, to qualify an action.
yeah, okay. Imagine if I didn't write it here, but if I write the same sentence as this, if I were to write it versus smiling is good. If I had it like this,
That is a gerund.
that is a gerund, right? So in the second one, a smiling boy, you are using the verb to describe a noun. That's an adjective. Versus smiling is good. The verb is used as a noun. It's indicating a noun. So that's a gerund. Okay, I hope it helps everyone where we are. So the boy is smiling, it's clear, it's a verb. The smiling boy, in describing the boy, that is smiling. Okay, it is used as an adjective, just like the way you have a good boy or tall girl, or a beautiful city, you're describing a noun. Okay, just like that in Hindi also, you can use a verb to describe a noun, okay, or it can be used as in other parts of speech, and that is known as participle. Okay, and that's what we'll be focusing on today. We'll be learning about participle. Okay, so I'm going to just give one more slide and then we'll take questions, because just want to make sure the definition is clear. So smiling boy, as I said, is describing a boy that is smiling. It's an adjective. So verb that can be used to describe or modify the noun, it's called participle. Yeah, any questions, anyone so far? Good. Yeah, right. So no question, then we will jump to the I'm going to stop sharing it and we'll do the whiteboarding session. So imagine you have this we'll start with this simple example only, right? Smiling boy. First one, the boy is smiling, or maybe I'll just call it laughing. I just use them interchangeably. The boy is laughing. Okay. Jackie ji, how will you say that in Hindi?
लड़का हंसता है.
Okay, the boy is smiling. So continuous.
Sorry, laughing. लड़का हंस रहा है.
Very good. To laugh is hansna. Okay, so you have ladka hans. Read it as hans. Ladka has raha hai. Okay. Now the main thing is when you want to use this smile, laughing is hasna. When you want to use it as a participle, especially when you want to use as an imperfective participle or as an adjective here, what you do here is you take the infinitive form of the verb hasna, you remove the na, and you put ta, te, or ti next to it based on the noun it will be describing. And it is very much the number and the gender of the noun that will be used. So if it is ladka that is smiling, you will say hasta. Okay. If it is noun, it's a multiple boys, smiling boys, you will say haste. If it is feminine singular or feminine plural, if it is ladki, you will say hasti. Okay, and then you will put the noun next to it. Okay, so let's keep going. I'll give some more examples, and then we'll see if you have any questions. So I'm gonna keep this. So if you have like a boy who is laughing, or a laughing boy, either ways, you usually you can say smiling boy or a burning train, but what's more appropriate is you write it like boy who is laughing, or a train that is burning, or a tower that is leaning. That will be the more sort of the equivalent translation. However, you will see both ways. You will see the ing form of the verb followed by the noun to describe it, right? So the boy who is laughing would be, as I said, if it is masculine singular, you will say hasta ladka. Okay, and if it is boys who are smile or laughing, you will say haste ladke, right? Because ladke is boys, ladka is singular, haste. Okay, if it is girl who is smiling or that is smiling, hasti ladki. Or if it is girls or laughing girls, it would be hasti ladkiyan. Yeah. So now the obvious question would be, how do I know that it is, while it is clear, just by looking at it, you can make sense that it's hasta ladka, but sometimes it can still arise it can still bring the question like, are they used as an adjective or are they still sort of verb, right? So there can be some ambiguity around it. So to remove that, you can put the form of hona or perfective form of the hona after the participle. So rather than hasta ladka, you can say hasta. I'm going to write it here. You can say hasta hua ladka. Hasta hua ladka. And now there is no confusion. Explicitly that it is used as an adjective. It is describing the noun. Right? Hasta hua ladka. Right? So the boy, basically, hasta hua ladka, the laughing boy. Hasta hua ladka. Okay, or the boy who is currently laughing. For this one, you can say हंसते हुए लड़के. हंसते हुए लड़के. For the third one, you can say हंसती हुई लड़की, and you can say हंसती हुई लड़कियां. Okay, हंसती हुई लड़कियां. Very simple example. If you guys recall, we did that when we were doing the Usha Jain book. It's really the after the first chapter in the intermediate level book, she talks about it, even though it's a pretty good concept. So she covers it pretty early in the intermediate book, if you guys remember. So feel free to unmute yourself if anybody has any questions. We'll do more exercises around it just to make sure everyone is comfortable. But
Actually, I have two
yeah.
questions.
Huh?
The word laugh you written as hasta, but
Huh?
in Devanagari it's written hansta. Am I
Yeah.
right or wrong?
Yeah, so when there is a nasalized sound in that for sure, right? So you will hear hasta, but the N is almost the it's basically, you won't really, it's there, like, when I say it, it's like hasta, but like, when you're writing it in Devanagari, you will see the hasna, you will see like that sound, hasna. So you're right about that. Yeah, there is a nasalized sound.
The second question is, when you write the boy who is laughing, you had previously said when you write it this way, you have to say ladka jo has raha hai. The boy, which boy? The boy, you're pointing to someone.
Yeah.
Is that correct, or am I
That is
wrong?
correct. That is correct. But like जो लड़का जो हंस रहा है, I mean, again, like, we are debating the translation. If it confuses you, you can say laughing boy. Okay.
Okay.
You can say smiling boy or a burning train. But essentially, when you say ladka jo has raha hai, it's the correlative relative concept, but that is, if you write it in English, it's used as a verb. It's not necessarily used, who is laughing, right? I mean, so, forget about the translation part of it. If it confuses you, you can just say laughing boy. Okay? But the point is, it's the action is currently happening. Okay? And that is used to describe the noun. Still not clear, Sunny ji?
ठीक है Rick, I just
Yeah. Okay. As we do more exercises, it's basically it'll get reinforced. Okay, so let me erase it and we'll do some more exercises around it. We'll continue to do some simple, but in the end, we'll do some advanced stuff as well. So now let me get, yeah.
Just before you move on from that, a question related to the last one. So if you're translating, say, a written work or something, and it says in English, the boy who is smiling, under what context would you use the jo, and under what context would you translate it into Hindi? Only one way or the other.
I see. So when do I use the participle essentially, right? I
Yeah.
use participle to describe where the action is currently happening. There's an unfinished action. That's where I will use it, right? Where I know that it's like, for example, I want to describe a train that is currently moving. It's not done moved yet. It's not parked yet. It's still moving. Okay. If I want to describe that, and again, I'm describing the state of the train. Okay. I'm not saying that it is, it's moving. I'm saying it's a state, right? So that's when I will use it. I want an adjective. I don't want a verb. I can take.
Under what circumstances would you use the relative pronoun translation?
Say one more. So
And under what circumstances would you use, I think it was Tom speaking, I'm not sure, example with Joe?
Joe, oh, I see. So if I have two sentences, like where there is a, I want to continue. लड़का जो हंस रहा है, okay, वो मेरा भाई है, right? So I have two sentences and I don't want to say it twice. लड़का मेरा भाई है, लड़का हंस रहा है. Okay, so I will use the correlative pronoun when I have two multiple sentences where one is common. I don't want to say it again. I want to just you take advantage of the correlative pronoun. That's when I will use Joe.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Yeah. Versus very, very good question actually. So it's a
so if you want to say the boy who is laughing is my brother, you would use Joe.
yes, that is correct. That's right. Yeah,
Thank you,
awesome.
Ashutosh.
Yeah. So now let's just do this one. I think I did this one before also. So just like we have the laughing boy, you have a burning car, let's say, or let's say a burning train. This is a very old Hindi movie. A burning, not very old, but yeah, probably in 70s or 80s. A burning train. How will you say that? All of you can try it out in the chat. The burning train. Okay. Rita, you want to give this one a try? A burning train.
Jalti hui railgadi.
Very good. Jalti hui railgadi. Okay. Why did you use hui and why did you use jalti?
Because train is feminine.
Yeah, because train is considered feminine singular, right? And because it's feminine, what you did was jalna is the verb, right? And you remove the na and you put t. Okay, and to make it explicitly, you put t. perfective form of होना हुई, एक जलती हुई रेलगाड़ी. Okay. I'll keep on doing some more of these exercises before we do some advanced one. Okay. So you have the rising sun. The rising sun. Elizabeth ji, you want to give this one a try?
The rising sun. How do you say rising?
Let's put this one. It's called Ugna.
Ugana, ugana.
I have to check whether it is this girl or not. I think it's this girl, Ugna.
Is sun Ravi, is it masculine?
Yes.
Okay, so Ugata wa Ravi.
Ugta hua.
Ravi.
Ravi. Okay. So Suraj is the more common one. So Ugta hua Suraj. Very good. Ugta hua Suraj. Yeah. Ugta hua Suraj. Awesome. Let's do some more. Okay. Let's say you have this one. Okay. The rising temperature. The rising temperature. And this one to it's basically it's different. So I hope you guys can, some of you can figure out the verb here. The rising temperature. Anybody would like to guess what is this one? The rising temperature.
Pata.
Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah. Sharmila ji, you want to give this one a try?
बढ़ता हुआ, लेकिन मुझे पता नहीं, याद नहीं आती टेम्परेचर क्या है हिंदी में. तो बढ़ता हुआ टेम्परेचर.
Okay, so बढ़ना is to increase or increment, so it's बढ़ता हुआ. You can say temperature if it is hard for you. बढ़ता हुआ temperature, or the word is
Upman.
very good, तापमान. Okay, so you have a t with a, p, and then ma with a, and then बढ़ता हुआ तापमान. Okay, बढ़ता हुआ तापमान. Okay. You can come across similar sentences. Let's say if you're writing an essay on a climate change or a global warming, right? I mean, you will see a lot of words around this. So let's say if the sea level is rising, you want to describe that, right? So just like you have बढ़ता हुआ तापमान, you will say बढ़ता हुआ समुद्र तल, right? Sea level, right? So बढ़ता हुआ समुद्र तल. Okay. I'll try not to write it. I'm gonna just quiz you more verbally. Okay. So let's say you have the shining car. The shining car. Meena ji, what is the shining car?
So much is shining.
Uh-huh.
So, Chamakti car.
Very good. Chamakti car.
Feminine.
Yeah, that's correct. Chamakti car or chamakti hui car. Either way is fine.
Chamakti hui car.
You can say chamakti car and that's perfectly fine. Okay.
Both are okay.
Hindi, yeah, it's correct. Hindi speakers will often omit hui.
Hui.
Yeah, because it's they know it, they're describing it the noun. So from like Hindi speakers perspective, it's native speakers will often omit it, but either way is fine. Either you can put hui or without hui. Either way is fine. Okay. Let's just do it. Sunita ji, the crying baby.
बचा हुआ रो.
Okay. The crying baby. One more time.
बचा हुआ रोना.
Okay. Okay. So what is to cry?
रोना.
right? Rona. So the crying baby would be remove the na
Ro,
and then put ta next to it.
ro, ta, rota,
Ta. Very good. Rota.
rota hua bacha.
There you go. Rota hua bacha or rota bacha. Okay. Let's do some more. Just like we have the burning train, let's say you have the moving train. Okay. The moving train. Let's see who would do that. Meeta you want to try this one? The moving train.
So Gadi is feminine and to move is Chalna. So Chali hui rail Gadi.
Okay. One more time. So verb is correct. Chalna.
Chalan is it not Chali hui rail Gadi? No. Okay.
Get it. So chalna. What you will do? You will remove the na
Yeah.
and you'll put
Oh, Chali. Chali. No.
the verb is chalna.
Yeah. So is it not Chali?
It's chalti.
Oh, Chalti. Oh, yes. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Got
You
it.
probably in your mind you were thinking you're saying it right, but it's a chalti. Right? Chalti
Okay.
hui. Chali hui. It's the perfective participle,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Right. We
Okay.
will cover that also. So then we'll cover the difference, right? When we say chalti hui, that means it's currently the action is still happening. It's
Right.
not done. Okay. For example, the burning train, it's like currently still burning. It's not done. Like versus when you talk about the fallen tree, the state is already being changed, right? The train that already moved, the action is already completed, right? So this one, all of these examples are imperfective participles where the currently action is not done. It's in motion. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Let's say this one. Let's do some more harder exercises. Okay. The barking dog. The barking dog. Sebastian ji, I know this. I'm putting you on a verb that a little bit hard.
I think barking is pona or porna or something like that.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Hokta wakuta.
Very good. Right. Very good. So the verb here is bhankna. So you have a verb with au, ka, and na. Bhankna. Okay, that's what you have. Bhankna. Right. So what you did was, and the way is basically bhankna. So what you did was, and there is a nasalized sound here. So bhankta hua kutta. Okay, bhagta hua kutta. Now there is a saying, it's basically, I'm gonna erase this one. So I don't know how common that is, but like it used to be there in the 8th grade or 9th grade, like the books for the idioms, which is basically barking dogs.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how true that is. Bites rarely or seldomly or whatever, right? Bites rarely. Okay, let's say you have to write that in Hindi, the saying, all of you. Okay, um, but how will you write it? Barking dogs bite rarely. Let's say you have to translate that into Hindi. All of you should try it. Okay, don't say your answer yet. You can use the Zoom chat. It's rarely. It's describing the time, right? I mean, this verb. This also. if you don't know rarely, it's you can use kabhi kabhi, or you can use negative also, hamesha nahi, but however you want to approach it. Nandini ji?
Oh my goodness, I was just hoping you wouldn't ask me these difficult ones. Bonte kutte. कभी नहीं खाते हैं और कभी कभी खाते खाते हैं.
It's the context, so I'm not going to be too particular on it. You can say भौंकते कुत्ते बहुत कम
खाते हैं.
बहुत कम काटते हैं. Okay, भौंकते, or you can say भौंकते हुए कुत्ते.
भौंकते हुए.
And almost like sounds like a Hindi movie dialogue from the 70s and 80s where the villain is, where the hero is telling it to the villain, because villain is threatening that, I'm going to do this and that. But basically he is barking, right? And then the actor or the hero will respond like, भागते हुए कुत्ते बहुत कम काटते हैं, that you're not going to do anything, you are just barking. Okay. And any questions on this one?
It's not a question, Shruti. Because the Hona is a nuisance for me, I always think, and I converted, they were talking about translating things. If I'm going to say, look at the barking dogs, then it seems right to use bhagte hue kutte ko dekho. It works better rather than saying that dog is buying the dog which is barking. Then I use the jab or whatever. And also I happen to think about barking the dogs that happen to bark or happens to bark. Then the hue comes automatically in my head. Bhagte hue. The dogs that happen to be barking or happens to be barking or happen to be barking. Something like that.
Yeah. Awesome. Any other question, reflections, or comments? Anyone? Okay, Meeta ji, you also wrote the same thing, and Rita ji. I just noticed the names are rhyming, Rita and Meeta. Right? All right, so let's move on. So now,
I just ask you one thing, Ashuji, when you put kate hai, why did you separate the kat and the te?
I separated because I'm writing in Romanagari.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So it is katna, right? So I just separated because it's like kate, right? It'll be hard for you to split it out, right? So essentially it's kate.
Okay.
I
Thank you.
separate it out so that way you read it as kat and then te separately.
Thank you. Yeah.
So what I wanted to do was, because some of you already who are advanced already know this concept, so I thought, how will I make it challenging for everyone? So imagine you all have to write and generally an issue about, like, and maybe this will answer the question Sheila ji was also asking, like, when do I use the participle, even though she was asking for the jo, which is the relative correlative pronoun. But if you turn it around and ask this question, like, when will I use this thing? Okay, so now imagine you have to write a short essay on things that are impacting the world. What are some of the socials or the other problems that are impacting the world, right? Not just one country, but all the countries. What are general problems, right? I mean, so imagine you have a template, like, what is the serious matter in, how do you write serious matter in Hindi? And I'll write a template, then that way you will know, right? What is the serious matter? What is serious in Hindi?
Something to do with Gambhir or Gambhirta or something.
Very good, right? Gambhir. What is matter?
Mamla?
Mamla or Mudda. Okay, you can say Mamla. Okay. So let's say we mentioned about the rising sea level, right? We spoke about that, and rising sea level is बढ़ता हुआ samudra, or let's say rising temperature, right? So we had बढ़ता हुआ तापमान, बढ़ता हुआ तापमान एक गंभीर मुद्दा है. Okay. So let's say this, whatever we're gonna write, you can just put a गंभीर मुद्दा है और गंभीर मामला है. Okay. This is your template. You just have to come up with all the other things that we can think about. Okay. So let's say you have to write like the growing population. The growing population. It is happening, right? As we speak, it is happening, right? So let's say you want to talk about it. How do you say that in Hindi? The growing population. Someone who has not tried so far. Mike G, the growing population. The verb you can still use बढ़ना.
मुझे मालूम नहीं.
Let me help you out. What is to grow is, the verb is the same as बढ़ना.
Barna, I'm thinking ziyada. I've been practicing introduction and saying good morning people so much, I haven't focused on this simple conversation.
It's okay, right? I'm going to help you out. Okay, I'll work with you. So just like we have the rising temperature. The verb was बढ़ना, and you remove the na, okay, and you put ta, te, or ti. Population is feminine. Okay, so you will put, instead of, which one will you put? Ta, te, or ti?
T.
Right, so you will say बढ़ती, and then
I know logon, but population, I don't think I've
okay.
seen that word before.
So you can say, if it is hard, you can simply say बढ़ती population. Okay, or you can say
Take.
you can say बढ़ती हुई population. That's totally okay. If it is hard for you to immediately think about the Hindi word, the word you can use is abadi, or you can use जनसंख्या. Abadi is slightly Urdu, or you can use jan sankhya, which is really sankhya is count, jan is the people, the count of the people, jan sankhya, बढ़ती हुई जनसंख्या. Okay, so that's how you will say समाज में बढ़ती हुई जनसंख्या. Okay, and you will see the reason I'm writing it, because you will see as you read the newspaper clipping or articles, they all they talk about is, or they make it up, right? So for that perspective, you should know about like what are they trying to say, because they will describe something. Okay, they are describing the population that is growing, right? So बढ़ती हुई जनसंख्या. Okay, so if you look at it in isolation, you will find it very hard, like, because it's like the जनसंख्या itself will throw you off. What is it? Like, it's too complicated of a word. Okay? So बढ़ती हुई जनसंख्या also you can say. Now let's say you have the same thing. You have instead of the population, let's say you're talking, instead of population, you're talking about inequality. Okay, so equal is, I'm going to help you out because this will be hard. Equal is
Equal. No idea.
okay. Anyone else?
Asman.
Okay, saman. Very good. Okay, when something is equal, that means it's like saman. Let's say you have equation a equal to 3, whatever they are, right? So they are saman hai or ek jaise hain, right? Saman. Okay, it's not saman, it's not the stuff, it's saman. Okay, so just like equal, from equal comes equality. So saman becomes samanata. Okay, so you have a samanata, right? Saman becomes samanata. You're just putting the ta after it, equality. So just like that, inequality becomes
Asamanata?
Asamanata.
right. So you become asamanata. Asamanata. Okay, JDG. Now you have to come up with a Hindi word. Let's say you have the increasing inequality. You have to write the essay is continuing the increasing inequality this is advanced level, so but I think you should
Are you
take
asking a question?
yeah JDG. I was asking JDG. I hope
Okay.
yeah JDG. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Okay, so would you use badna again?
Yeah.
Okay, bate hue asamante.
Okay. So inequality is considered feminine.
Oh, bat bati hui asamanta.
Very good. Asaman बढ़ती हुई असमानता समान okay बढ़ती हुई असमानता okay.
Yeah, I saw the ta there, so I assumed it was masculine. So
Yeah, no, it's okay. That's the reason I'm asking, so that way everyone can follow along with you. So now you have to write a full line. The increasing inequality of the society. Of the society. Or in the society, let's say you want to say in to make it easy.
okay, society may.
Yeah. सोसाइटी में बढ़ती हुई असमानता ओके और इन सोसाइटी इंस्टेड ऑफ सोसाइटी यू कैन आल्सो से समाज इट्स लाइक समाज ओके समाज में बढ़ती हुई असमानता एक गंभीर मुद्दा है right now imagine you reading this whole line in isolation. It will sound so complicated, right? And it is complicated, right? But hopefully you are able to break it down. Yeah, Nandini ji, you were raising your hand, so question or reflection.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask a question. I might have got this completely wrong. I hear the word barabar all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes they seem to use for equal. Sometimes they seem to say it's okay. I never understand. Would you use
So that is
barabar
correct.
here?
Barabar, you can say barabar also, but I will say it slightly differently. Okay. Barabar is correct. Like हम मैं और आप बराबर हैं, right? But I cannot make sort of a
Okay. Not this kind of sentence.
I cannot put so I can have equal as barabar, but equality I cannot use barabar and then I can put something to it and it will become the you can say barabari, okay. But the opposite of barabari is आपका मेरा बराबरी का ना होना. I have to make a long thing out of it basically. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can say, okay, so I'm going to write down this one and I'll ask you guys to work together to figure it out. Like, what does it mean? And again, this is the clipping from the news article. Okay, so let's say you have, okay, you have बदलता हुआ, okay, बदलता हुआ जलवायु. And this is hard, okay, so don't be too hard on yourself. बदलता हुआ जलवायु फसलों को प्रभावित कर रहा है. Okay. This is fasal, plural of fasal with the postposition. This is prabha with pra, bha with a, and with prabha with impact. Okay, प्रभावित. बदलता हुआ जलवायु, बदलता हुआ जलवायु फसलों को प्रभावित कर रहा है. Okay, for folks who are beginners, bear with me. This is really, this second part of this class is really hard. Okay, this is meant to be because a lot of you have gone through the basic stuff, right? So I want to make sure you are equally challenged, right? I mean, so that's why it is बदलता हुआ जलवायु फसलों को प्रभावित कर रहा है. Okay, I want to work, Sharon ji, I want to work with you on this one. What do you think the verb which is used to describe jalvayu?
I mean, you picked me for the hardest one.
You can do it. What? Okay, so I
Because
can.
I don't even know most of these words. I think badalta means changes,
You know that. See, changing.
but I don't know jalvayu.
What is jal?
Jal from sounds like to hurry, like coming from jaldi, but
Okay. Okay. So vayu.
vayu sounds like something to do with the weather.
Very good. Very good. It is sound like, so changing weather. Okay, or changing climate. Yeah. So very close. You're very close. Jal is essentially water. Vayu is air. Okay. That's if you were to split it out. But Jal Vayu, when we say Jal Vayu, it's climate.
Okay,
Okay.
the changing climate.
Uh-huh.
Something is happening for salon.
Fasal is fasal. Okay.
You know what? I get it now. Because we've done this before. It's having an impact on the crops.
There you go. There you go. See, you know it, right? So changing climate is having an impact on the, it's affecting the crops. Okay. So how it is being used, right? So I hope everybody got it. It's basically the changing climate is affecting, and it's affecting because it's kar raha hai, it's present continuous, is affecting the crops. Okay, there you go. Any questions, anyone? See, it was hard in isolation. It would have been harder for a lot of you, right? I mean, like, how do you do that? There's a lot of new words, right? It's so great stuff there. Let's keep going. And these are all basically, as you read the newspaper, it's you will see it all along. But my point is not that. My point is simply like, if you want to read and understand it, you should be able to do that, right? So now let's say you have, okay, so I'm going to write it in, I'm going to make it even harder, right? This time I'm going to write it in Devanagari first. So you have
Bhakti, hui,
yeah. Okay. Now, imagine if you were to read it, you would sound more more Indian than any native person, right? I mean, so but there we are, right? So let's say, who would like to do this one? Someone who's not done. Tom, I would have asked you, but I don't know if you know Devanagari. But let's see, Malaji, why don't you try? If you need more time, that's totally okay. Or if you're not there, that's totally okay as well. Okay.
I'd love to have a go at it, Ashutosh, if no.
Yeah, go for it, Sheilaji. Why don't? Yeah, awesome. Go for it.
So let me see if I can read it first of all. Pate hui, is that hinsa?
Very good.
Hinsa ne samaj ki chitta, is that me? Sorry, I'm not very good with your writing. Mejal, ja, diya hai.
Very good. Read it one more time.
Bate hue hinsa ne saman ki chitta.
This is ko. I think.
Oh, cool. Sorry. That makes more sense. Saman ko chinti me. And did we say that was jal diya hai?
Maybe I didn't write it correctly. This is da with a.
Jal diya hai.
Very good. Dal. Okay. Okay. Anybody else would like to read it? Very good. Awesome. Awesome. We'll come back to you, Sheilaji. I want to just have one more person read.
मैं पढ़ूंगी।
Yes.
बढ़ती हुई हिंसा ने समाज को चिंता में डाल दिया है।
There you go. Okay. Sheilaji, how will you translate that?
So bate hui is increasing. Hinsa.
What is ahimsa? Remember the word ahimsa you probably have heard of in the context of Mahatma Gandhi. He was the sort of...
violence.
There you go.
Violence is, right, so increasing violence. Then we're in past tense. So it's dull dia. I don't know the verb.
To put us into some situation. Dalna is to pour or to put some.
Right. So to make more, to increase.
What is chinta?
A worry.
Worry. Okay.
Worry.
So it has, and who is being put into
your society's worry.
Society is put into
worry. So you're okay. So increasing violence is pouring worry into society. So that would be increasing violence. How would you say that in English? Pouring worry into society.
You can put
causing worry, causing society to worry.
That's correct. That's correct. That's absolutely correct. The increasing violence has put the society in concern or in worry. Has put the society in concern. Okay, you can change it however you want, but you get the gist of it, right? I mean, because translation, you can here and there is fine, but if you read it in Hindi, you were able to make sense of it, like, because this was very hard. It was harder than the Jalvayu, right? So बढ़ती हुई हिंसा is the growing violence, right? Ne, like this thing, आपने, like मैंने, हमने, आपने. So this whole thing ने समाज को, just like राम को, मैंने राम को परेशानी में डाल दिया. I put Ram into worry. Okay, मैंने आपको परेशानी में डाल दिया. I put you into some problem. Right. So really the template, if you want to make sense of it, is like मैंने replace this whole thing with a pronoun, right? मैंने आपको परेशानी में डाल दिया है. Okay, then this will make sense, and I have put you into some problem, right? Any questions, anyone? Anyone else? Anyone else would like to go through this grill? I have some even harder one, but if you want to go over it, I'm happy to work on one more.
So you said dalti hai, right?
Huh? Which one?
Dalti, dalna is the verb.
Dalna is to pour. Dalna is like to put something, in something, right? I mean, dalna. मैं दाल में नमक डाल रहा हूँ. I'm putting salt in the lentils or dal. Dalna.
Perfect. Okay, thanks.
Okay, we'll do one more. Okay, so this time I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write it in English and then we'll do the rising unemployment. The rising unemployment has become an economic problem. It has a lot of new words, right? But hopefully all of you should work on it. Okay. The rising unemployment has become an economic problem. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna just have the team work here. What is problem, Jackie ji?
I've forgotten. Sorry.
Yeah.
Give me a clue, please.
Okay.
What does it begin with?
It's
So, some buff?
some. Okay. Summers. It's hard. So you almost correct. It's some asya.
Oh, no, nowhere near. Okay.
It's a formal word, samasya, right? I mean, if it is a simple problem, it's like prashna, like, but it's like a samasya, economic problem. Sharmila ji?
Shuji, I was just looking up for it because I don't know. It is saying Arctic.
Arctic, very good. Arctic.
Huh.
Arctic. So A with th, E, and then R on top. Arctic. Earth, when you talk about economics, earth is really the money. Okay. When you say Arctic is monetary or economic, right? So it's Arctic. Okay, Arctic samasya. Okay. So first we know this one. Economic problem is Arctic samasya. Okay. Social problem is samajik samasya, like the problem related with society. It's samajik samasya. So these are important. It's a heavy word, but these are important because as you move from this, take the leap from intermediate to advanced, you will come across these, right? I mean, so Arthik Samasya. Now let's do this one. The rising unemployment. So what is employment? Huh? Okay. Okay. So what's the other word for it? Naukri is, employment for sure. What is the other word? Starts with rose.
Rosgar.
Very good. Very good. Rosgar, right? So you have a rose gar. From rosgar comes rose gari, and the opposite of it is be rose gari. Okay, so a rosgar is employment. Rose is basically, again, same thing, rosgari. Unemployment becomes berozgari, the lack of not being employed. It's berozgari. Okay, berozgari.
Ashokji,
Yeah.
I have a question. Usually when it's the opposite, without employment, it should be arozgari. So why does this become berozgari?
Yeah, so they have used both. It's you put sometimes to make it opposite, you put right? Asamanata, just like we had it, but it's more than it's like there are other keywords also that you can put as a prefix to make the opposites, and be is another one of it, right? I mean, like male is match. Okay, match. I'm a perfect match. Okay, it's just like that. You will put be male, like not a match. Okay, right? So just like you good job, good in identifying that you put but there are other prefix also, right? So just like berozgari. So you will say the rising unemployment would be बढ़ती हुई बेरोजगारी. Okay, बढ़ती हुई बेरोजगारी एक एंड इकोनॉमिक प्रॉब्लम, बढ़ती हुई बेरोजगारी एक आर्थिक समस्या बन गई है. आई कैन यूज द कंपाउंड वर्ड बन गई है. Okay, or if you don't want to use it, you can simply say it is. If you don't want to say has become, if you want to just say the rising employment is an economic problem, एक आर्थिक समस्या है. Okay.
Can you not say हो गया है, हो गई
Yeah.
है?
You can say that हो गई है if you want to say that, like it has become. You can definitely say that. Okay.
So
I mean,
Ashish,
huh?
yeah, when you say ban gaya, it means it is an active thing, right? Ho gaya is happening. Ban gaya is making it happen.
That is correct. Like no. So it's a compound verb. Has become. Okay, has become. This part is where you're talking about the act of this is still happening. Has become an economic problem. हो गई है versus बन गई है. I mean, more or less the same thing actually. Both of them has become, like banana and jana. Both of you are combining both of it is like, or versus hona and jana. Like you are using it as a compound verb. हो गई है और बन गई है. Yeah. So I won't really differentiate too much into either. So, if Nandini ji you want to use ho gayi hai, you can use that. If you want to say ban gayi hai, that's fine too. Okay. I know this was hard, especially the later part of it. So, but this is just to kind of like, get you guys all thinking about like, what advance will look like, right? But it's good, right? I mean, how long we're going to do the intermediate level, right? So, any questions, anyone? Dev Kripa, I didn't ask you questions. I hope you were able to follow along. I'm so glad to see you. The sincerity you're showing to kind of take notes and all. Any questions?
Asuji, are we going to do the perfect participle next week?
Yes, we'll do perfect participle next week. Yeah. So then we'll come. So far, we're still using it as an adjective. Then we'll come to use it as an adverb also. Other parts of speech. Yeah.
And then we will be done with Delacy?
Yeah, then we'll be done with Delacy. So somebody should reach out to Delacy ji. Like if when is he gonna come to HU? I mean, that'll be fun. That'll be fun and amazing if he can come.
What book do we go to next?
The next book is I'm thinking if you have a recommendation, you let me know. Sarah ji shared with me the book that is used in one of the universities. It's not a book, but it's like the curriculum is published. The entire curriculum is on the website. It's a pretty custom curriculum. I think that'll be a good one. But if you guys have any other recommendation, do share it. But it'll be definitely a level up. So we will do brush ups as we usually do, but for all of you, it will be a level up. Right. So
I don't know. After today, I'm ready to go back to Pingu.
It was not bad. Okay, it was fine.
I just had my brain hurting today.
Ashuji, एक सवाल है.
Please.
आप किसका film चुना दिया?
Yeah. You asked me this question also. I didn't get a chance to pick the movie. Why don't you, I mean, I give you this option, all of you, okay? You suggest find the movie that's available on YouTube, because not all countries may have access to Netflix, so pick a movie that is available on YouTube also with subtitles, okay? Give 3-4 recommendation and I'll pick one of it. I know you asked the question and I had it in my mind, but I had it till last night also, but I just didn't get a chance to finalize one movie.
Ashuji, should we go for Stree 2?
Stree 2, but I want to myself.
No, I'm joking. It's not appropriate. But I want to see it, so I'm just joking. I enjoyed Stree 1 so much.
Yeah, I liked it as well. Good. But
I don't think it's correct for this one. I was just joking.
So in that case, Ashuji,